Hallo, willkommen zu Abschnitt 16, and this chapter is about the word es, or the word it in English. So in this chapter we are going to learn how we're using the word es in German, or the English it. The good thing is that it's very similarly used as in the English language. So let's have a look at a few examples. So es means it, as you know already, as a personal pronoun. If you talk about an object, a neutral object, for example, or any kind of neutral noun, then you use es, right? But there are also different situations where we use the word as, just as the English it, which is not used as a personal pronoun necessarily. Okay, so here the first example where we have es is wie viel Uhr ist es, which is the English what time is it. Okay, here you also use it in English, just as in German. If you want to say what time it is, you always have to say es ist 12 Uhr. 12 Uhr like for the time, but you always say es ist, which is it is here 12 p.m. It is. Es ist. Exactly the same as in English. The next one is wie geht es dir? Which means how are you, or maybe to memorize that better in English, how is it going? Okay, so here you also need to use it in this English question here. How is it going? Wie geht es dir? Mir geht es fantastisch. So whenever you want to say how you are feeling, you always have to say mir geht es. Okay, mir geht es gut, mir geht es schlecht, mir geht es super, mir geht es fantastisch, and so on. Mir geht es means I'm doing. If you translate that into English, I'm doing fantastic, I'm doing good, I'm doing bad, and so on. Okay, mir geht es fantastisch. Here you need the es also. Es macht Spaß, deutsche Gerichte zu kochen. It means it is fun to me to cook German dishes. Okay, es macht Spaß. It is fun. Okay, es macht Spaß means it is fun. Es ist schön, dass du hier bist. It is great that you are here. Es ist schön, which means it is. Okay, es ist schön, dass du hier bist. It is great that you are here. So here you see a few examples, or the most important examples, let's say, where we use the word es. Okay, please learn those, especially when you want to say what time it is, to ask how somebody is doing, to say how you yourself are feeling, for example. So this is there are some typical sentences in which we would use the word es. Okay, please study those sentences. They will be very useful for you. Okay, then the next one, to say how the weather is. Es ist schwül, it is humid. Exactly as in English. To say what the weather is like, we say es ist schwül, es ist regnerisch, it is rainy, es ist stürmisch, it is stormy, and so on. Okay, es ist, it is, we use that to say how the weather is. In diesem Film geht es Kommunismus. It means in this movie it is about communism, or let's say this movie is about communism. I just translated it this way so it's easier for you to compare the German and the English version. But if we want to say what a movie, a text, an article, a book is about, we say in diesem Film geht es and so on and so forth. And you say what the subject of this movie or whatever it is maybe. You always have to keep in mind that this is a dative preposition. So it would be in diesem Film geht es in this movie it is about. Geht es You can say in diesem Buch geht es in this book it is about. In diesem Artikel geht es for example. But if it was, if we talk about the newspaper, for example, die Zeitschrift, it is female, then you would have to say in dieser Zeitschrift geht es Okay, if it is a female object that we want to explain, or the movie or whatever it is, if it is female, you say in dieser. Okay, like in dieser Zeitung. But here, if it's masculine or neutral, you say in diesem. Der Film is masculine, so in diesem Film. Okay, das Buch is neutral, but in the dative it stays also diesem. In diesem Buch geht es Okay, then the next sentence here, es gibt ein Theater in dieser Stadt. It means there is a theater in this town. Very important. Es gibt, we use it very often in German. Es gibt hier keine Äpfel. There are no apples here, for example. Oder es gibt hier viele Äpfel. There are many apples here. Es gibt, it comes here from the word geben, which means to give. Okay, so it gives, if you translate that into English, which of course wouldn't make a lot of sense, but this is how we say it in German. Okay, it gives a lot of apples here, if you translate it word by word. But it's better not to translate that from English because it doesn't make sense. But this combination here, es gibt, there is, well, there are also, it's for both versions, for plural and singular, we use that very often. Okay, es gibt hier viele Äpfel, there are many apples here, or es gibt hier einen Apfel, there is one apple here. Okay. And it's always in the accusative. The word afterwards needs to be in the accusative. The object or the person or whoever there is needs to be put in the accusative. Theater is das Theater. It's neutral, so you use the indefinite article ein. Okay. If there was, let's say, table, which is der Tisch, it would be es gibt einen Tisch. There is a table, and you would have to say einen because it's a masculine noun. Okay, very, very important here to describe things, to explain what you see on the picture, what you see in a room, and so on and so forth. We use that very often. Okay, so that was the chapter about the word es, and please study the sentences that you have learned here. They will be very useful. Tschüss, bis bald!